Good morning, Year 8. Welcome to week 6. Today we're going to be looking at reading fluency. Okay, so you're going to need to open up your literacy book to page 17. And the learning intention today is to improve reading fluency. And the success criteria is I have completed the activities in each of the slides. I can read simple words quickly and accurately. So the first thing we're going to look at is we're going to do a little bit of a revision or a recap of what we did last session, and you should be able to type straight into this slide because I've made it available for everybody to edit. So what I need you to do is I need you to write down or type in 3 things that you have learned in literacy this term. And the subject headings we have is NAPLAN, prefixes and suffix, job skills. So anything that you have learnt that you thought was kind of interesting from those subject headings, okay? And just type them straight into here. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to have a look at this video. It's actually quite funny. There's lots of rhyming, and the lady who does it does all these kind of tongue twisters. It's quite funny. So what I've done though is I've got the link also just in Google Classroom in case you can't open it through the slideshow. So whichever way is easier for you. And then on the next slide, there will be an activity. So on the next slide, you're going to write 3 words that rhyme with the word that's in the left-hand column. And you'll have a look here in just a minute. So we're still on page 17 of your workbook. And here's that table. So up the top here, I've just put in the heading, the smart vocabulary, and S equals, remember, S for smart is to say the word. And this is to say the word out loud, okay? Don't say it silently, say it out loud, okay? So blank, limp, think, pond, shrub, splat, fold, okay? So the activity here, remember, is to write 3 rhyming words that go with the first word in the left-hand column. So you need to write 1, 2, 3 here, okay? So that is for the first box on page 17. Now, in the next slide, we're going to look at the next word or letter, what the next letter stands for in the smart vocabulary. So we're looking for M. And here we go here. M is to understand the meaning of the word. And so here we have listed the meaning of the word. If something is blank, it is bare or empty or unfilled. Limp is a way of walking, usually when your leg is injured. Think is the process of using your brain. A pond is a small lake. A shrub is a type of bushy leafy plant. Splat is a verb that describes a material hitting a surface and then spreading. If you fold something, you bend it over onto itself so that the 2 surfaces touch. Okay? So that is looking at the meaning of the word. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to break up the sounds. Okay? So you've seen this table many times. Okay? And we should be at the A, which stands for analyze. Okay, so we have blank. How many sounds? It's got 5. B, L, A, N, K. Okay. And then we've written in the letters into broken up sounds. And what was the tricky part? The K, blank, because that could be a number of ways. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to finish off the rest of these words here. Then we have our fluency practice. Now, you've looked at these tables before, so you need to read the words in the chart as fast as you can and record your times. And there's a space to write your time on the next slide. I don't mind which way you go. If you want to go down the columns, that is fine. Or if you want to go across, that is fine. It's up to you. This is where you're going to record your speed from your fluency reading. Sentences, what you're going to do here is you're going to circle the word that makes the most sense, okay? So this is at the bottom of page 18 of your booklet, okay? So I'll read the sentences out for you. Mum has planted a shrub stump in the garden. A frog lives in a pond fold. I tried to think, blink, but my mind went blank, splat. And the last one, as soon as the little grey, there it is, I walked with a limp, think, after I hurt my ankle. So all you need to do is circle or highlight, on this case, the correct word. Reflection. How would you rate your reading fluency? Okay. What parts of reading do you find tricky? Number 3, make sure you hit the hand in button on your assignment so I can check your work. And the last thing that I've included on this slide is a spelling test. If you can ask someone in your house to give you a spelling test of the words you have been learning this session, if you want to, you can do this a few times over the week. So just note down the date of the test. It will be interesting to see if you remember how to spell the words a few days after this session. And what I have done is I have included a page here where you can actually type that in. So even if you were to do the spelling test on a piece of paper, say like in the kitchen, you could then come in and type your responses in here. Just make sure you put the date. And I think it'd be interesting to see how good our memory is of how to spell these words, say right after the session and then maybe a few days later. I thought that would be quite interesting. So that is the end of this literacy session. I hope you guys have a great week and I will talk to you next week. Bye for now.